Ladies and gentlemen, it's really a pleasure to welcome you tonight here. I am so excited to have you with us. Honestly, I think it was like a little bit more than a year ago, we have a conversation with Evigny, with Thierry, and we start thinking about from our experiences, from our past experiences, and the needs that we felt in the market of developing something unique for the L&D function. We keep serving all our organizations, all our people, and helping them grow, that so many times we forget our own people, right? And I think that today, our function, the L&D function, is at a sort of crossroads. Right now, we either gonna become a real strategic partner to change and accelerate the transformations in our organizations, or we're going to be dying. We're going to be wiped out. We're going to be included like a catalog of services and products with the IT teams or with the business teams or whatever it is. We need really to move up the function to something that is much more strategic. We need to link what we are doing with the business, show the impact that we're going to have, and try to work alongside us. Move from a catalog, a shopping list, a transactional relationship that we have with business, to something that is strategic. How is the next move? How I build the capabilities to go to that direction? How I can do it? And that has important implications for us, for our organizations, and for the society. I'm Adelson Borges, and I used to be the CLO of Carrefour till a little bit more than a year ago. And for a year now, then I am the Dean of Rennes School of Business. And I know that you're really curious about the Puma. So I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the Puma in a sec. I'm going to explain to you a whole story about the Puma. But before I do so, I just wanted to tell a story that happens to me at Carrefour, and I think captures in a nutshell why I believe what we are doing and why I believe the community of L&D is so important for our business, but also for the society. And I'm going to just short, I promise you. Probably 6-7 years ago, we were, like everybody else, doing a profound digital transformation, and it was the time the social networks, you know, the Instagrams things and everything that we need to put our stores, the stores of Carrefour, to be in contact directly with the customer. So there is a business need to use the social networks to contact customers. Beautiful. We developed that directly with the CEO as a part of the digital transformation of the organization. Business-wise, you all know it. And I remember that the business results were right there very quickly in terms of, NPS for our customers, blah, blah, blah. But what I really do remember is that we create also to make the participants be really engaged with the process. We develop a program that also help the employees themselves to learn how to use internet, to learn how to use a computer. Because many times we don't know that reality, but many times I have cashiers, I have employees who are even afraid of touching a computer. And I always gonna remember that lady, Rose is her name, and she was a cashier in a store down in des Ardennes, in East France. And I remember she going through the program and learning how to use that to do her tax declarations, to go to Facebook, to do many different things on the internet. But really from the beginning, open up the computer, pressing the power, and learning how to use that. After a day of training, we obviously talk about social networks and the importance of talk about the store and value the brand, blah, 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 no problem. But what really resonates with me was the end of the day. She came to me and I asked how it was the experience. And she said, "Sir, I really wanted to thank you. For the very first time, I feel a citizen again. I felt excluded. I could not even do my tax declaration. I could not ask for an ID again because I don't know how to use this thing. I was scared. When I had problems, I asked my grandchildren to help me. And so now I can definitely, use those tools and I can be part of the society, an integral part of the society. And I think that captures in a nutshell the role that we have as a group, as a function, not only to make the difference for our business and to keep creating competitive advantage for our organizations, but also the impact that we might have on people's life every day. Because those people, if they don't feel citizens, then they're going to feed some of the movements from a political standpoint on all the extremes that we are watching show up more and more everywhere in the world. And to do so, I think we need people. We need us. We need people like us, people like you, to make that shift from a mindset that was, again, we're going to provide solutions that you ask us to do, for a mindset in which we're going to be pushing forward transformations and we're going to be helping you to make that impact on your business. It's a profound changing. We should not be trainers anymore. We should be agents of transformation. And to do that, we need to equip ourselves. We need to understand many people are coming from business, and that's fantastic, to the function, the L&D function, that's fantastic, it's enriching, but they sometimes miss a little bit of what is the pedagogical approaches that we can use that can be more effective, that can be more powerful. And sometimes are coming from HR and from L&D and whatever, but they know nothing about the business. And so we're gonna have to equip people that know both. How to build a strategy, how to interpret that strategy in terms of capabilities that I have to sustain, capabilities that I have to buy from the market, capabilities that I have to develop in my teams. And then be able, after that, to say, this is the direction then we can go if we have those capabilities. And that is something that needs strategy, needs organizational design, and I think you talk a lot about organizational design today. That is key, because many of the things that we are going to do tomorrow, they're going to be touching all the structure of the organization if we want it to be successful in the transformations that we have. So, more than a training program, I think what we are launching here today is a movement to change the L&D function in our organizations and to make it at the place that it needs to be. But it's not going to be easy. People are not waiting for us with the red carpet and say, come on, come to the table. So excited to see you. No. They're going to be questioning. They're going to be asking, what is the value? What is the ROI? What is the impact? How you're doing it? Why? And I think if we really want a place at the table of the strategic thinking of the organization, we need to have good answers to those questions. And I think this program can tap into one of the most powerful things that we have as a group, which is the generosity of our members. I remember when I started in that role, and I remember with Thierry, with you also, with many of you, the problems that we have with the COVID, and we start calling each other. Remember that? Calling each other. What exactly are you doing to do this? How are you addressing people at home? And every single one stand up and say, I can help. Some folks had developed a video on how I wash my hands and the basic hygiene things, shared it for other companies to use. Other people developed some other areas on how to handle cases in your industry, in your factory. How those things, to me, really touching in the point that saying, look, we can do it together and we can help each other. Because in many organizations we have this competition thing that goes on. Here, I think it's one area that we can really trust and support each other. And so I think what we are doing tonight, it's really starting up a movement, starting up a new way of looking at the learning and development function in our organizations. And we're going to support each other. And when I was looking at the advisory board that you guys put together, and the quality and the depth and the impact that those guys are having in their organizations, I cannot be prouder. I cannot be more, excited about what is ahead of you and what is ahead of us. So I'm really looking forward to be working with you. I'm really looking forward to staying at your side to make sure that we can have, a huge impact in our industry, a huge impact in our organizations, and really to design, to shape what it is to be a next CLO. Really looking forward to working with you. Thank you so much. And I want also to say a little bit about the Puma, and I promise to pass the word down. The Puma is really cool because when I arrived, I asked the question, what is the Puma? Why? Because there are so many business schools in France, and honestly, no other business schools in France has a mascot. All of them have names, etc., but they don't have a mascot. There is one in Grenoble, I think, has a mascot. All the US business schools have a mascot. And I say, that's so exciting, this school has a mascot. Why? I have no idea. And I ask everybody. And I ask from top down, employees, everyone. Nobody knows it. And I said, that is a pity. And I start thinking, and I start documenting myself and looking at what is a Puma, who is this animal. And I discovered that it is, well, I could talk to you for hours about, but I invite you to go to Wikipedia later and take a look on it. But what is interesting is that I drive an acronym from the Puma that I think captures what we need in terms of attitude from our students, from all our leaders, from us, to be successful in the marketplace. The P is for perseverance, honestly. I think everybody here can agree with me on that, right? Resilience, how we can handle those multiple crises every day, how we can handle one day tariffs of 300% on China or whatever from Trump, and changing our business every single day. So persistence, perseverance is key, particularly I would add for the young generations. Because sometimes it's very easily, oh, it's so hard. No, it's not hard. I mean, you can do it, right? And I think working and developing that capacity is really key. So perseverance is the first one. The second one is uniqueness. Being unique, respecting who you are. We try too much to fit in. We lose our spirit. We lose our differentiation. We lose the impact that we can make because we want it to be loved. We want it to be part of the group. And then we say yes too soon, too early, too fast. And I think this uniqueness doesn't mean being unrespectful to the group. It means just that I know that I can learn, but at the same time I learn that I can bring something else to the table. And that uniqueness, I think it's really important, particularly in schools in which we usually have all the same stuff. Everybody does the same thing. Everybody goes through the same tests and whatever. Well, here's Unframe. It needs to be different. You need to challenge the status quo. You need to do something different. Otherwise, it's not your place. There's plenty of other places great for you. This is the place that I think we need to celebrate uniqueness and be excellent in our diversity. And the school has more than 100 nationalities. We have students all over the world. This is something really powerful. The M kind of completes what I just said, modest or humble. I really think that, again, I know students coming out from some business schools say, look at me, how wonderful I am, and how great I am, how smart I am. And it's true because many, they went through a lot of different challenges and stuff, but come on. You were at 23 something, right? You're nothing, man. Come on, let's work together, let's grow together. And I believe that when, particularly today, when we are humble, when we can look at others and say, I don't know. When we can look at others and say, I need your help. When I can look at others and say, I'm learning, help me out. That is the power of innovation right there, because that opens up to different perspectives, capacity of listening others, and really building something unique. And I think this is also something that we try hard to represent as important value for the school. And obviously, the A is agility, right? I mean, could not be different. Be agile, be adaptable, because the ones who survive are the ones who can adapt to those changes in the environment that we have today. So I build up a story, I start talking about, and I'm creating that thing with the Puma. You go to LinkedIn, you're going to see I talk about that, I explain that, and we are trying to put that in all the structure of our courses. And it's really, really getting, and obviously our Puma, as you can see, has wings. And that's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, open up your wings, go fly, and go to reach your full potential, thanks to what you were learning here. So I am sorry to tell you, probably Evigny did not tell you that before, but you're going to be Pumas now, my friends. So get ready for that, because you're going to be really representing that and capturing this. And I'm sure that you're going to be terrific Pumas for representing the school and representing everything that we are doing. Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening. And well, we're going to keep up the conversation today. Thank you. Thank you.